friends, welcome back to the Scapegoat Club. My name's Jess, and in this video I'm going to talk about the 3 reasons that I think it's good to feel angry towards our narcissistic parents. Stay tuned. Can we be angry? Is it okay to be angry towards people who weren't there for us as children and likely continue to make our lives really difficult, to suck our energy, to try and confuse things and pull us off the paths that we need to be on? 100%, 1000%, absolutely. We have if there's any situation that deserves an anger response, I think it's this. And I think a lot of people don't want to hear it, and they want to make us feel bad for feeling it. But feeling it, that's our right. And it's something that we need to do and we need to take care of to be able to move on. Hi friends, thanks so much for being here. So this video was inspired by a comment on one of my other videos that basically implied that, or said that I was being driven by my anger towards my parents. And in that video, I didn't see any anger, and I do try and keep the anger to a minimum because I don't want to just be here ranting. I don't think that's productive. And yet also, I do think it's incredibly important that we feel anger towards people who've hurt us, towards people who have not been there to support us, and towards this situation which, when we have narcissistic parents, is just, it robs us of the ability to have a childhood, a supported, loving place where we can grow up and experiment and be free. And so it was interesting because I thought about this comment and I thought, well, I wasn't angry towards my parents, so I wasn't showing the anger. And I thought, you know what though, I'm absolutely entitled to feel anger towards them. And I think that those of us who have had narcissistic parents have that right. So let's break that down a little more. So I firmly believe that part of the learning and healing process of dealing with narcissistic parents is to feel anger towards them. Once we find out what's been happening, because we've lived in this confusion for so long, when we finally figure out that we're dealing with people who haven't got our best interests at heart, really were very, very limited in the amount that they were able to support us and be there for us and be a parent, it's incredibly important that we feel angry because we were effectively robbed. We lost. We didn't have people in our lives who were there to support us, to listen to us. Some of us were emotionally neglected, emotionally abused. Some of us were physically attacked. A lot of us lived in fear and loneliness and confusion. We might go to a narcissistic parent and ask for support and then get laughed at or get mocked or get ridiculed. We might share a problem with a narcissistic parent and then somehow they manage to take that problem onto themselves and make it all about them. And in those ways, we're kind of robbed of the ability to be able to even have our own problems, let alone ask for support that we're not going to get. Let's think about anger for a second. Let's think about that emotion. We feel emotions as part of our survival system. We rely on emotions to basically guide us on how to live, good and bad. So when we're in situations that feel safe or fun, we have those feelings of joy, which tells us that these are good places for us to be in, and this is good for ourselves and good for a good physical or mental space or good people to be with, so that supports us and that helps keep us safe. Same thing with negative emotions. Anger can often be linked with fear, and anger tells us on a really deep primal level that we feel that something is wrong. Something feels off, unsafe, it's not right for us. And so feeling that anger is incredibly, incredibly important, because we need to know when we're safe and when we're not safe. And so I can feel some comments saying, yeah, but Chess, I hear what you're saying, but what happens when my anger is out of proportion? Or if we all go around being really angry at each other, then that's not going to help either. Absolutely. So I want to pause between the idea of feeling anger and being or lashing out with that anger. So for a lot of us who grew up in difficult families, we weren't given the tools to be able to regulate our emotions. And also when we were constantly in fear as kids, then our brains developed in a way where we're always kind of in the fight, fright or flee response. We're always under threat. And so our brains just develop in a way that we are more emotionally reactive, for good reason. And so when we have brains that are more emotionally reactive and we haven't been given any tools to be able to manage our emotions, then yeah, we are more likely to feel more angry than some people would be in the same kind of situation. We might find that our anger is more out of proportion, or it can last for longer, or it can become really distracting. So yeah, it is difficult, and that is an area that we can look to and address. Also, to feel ashamed for ourselves for feeling this way, to feel that we shouldn't feel angry, to feel that for whatever reason it's wrong for us to then have all these emotions. Again, that's not something that we should be punished for, or we should be made to feel bad about. All this is coming back to the fact that we weren't safe as children and we weren't given the proper tools that we needed. And if a narcissist doesn't have those skills, or a parent who isn't very emotionally intelligent doesn't have those skills, okay, they can't pass it on to us. But the idea that we shouldn't then react in a natural way to the tools and the brain chemistry and the brain structures that we have, it's ridiculous. So, that said, I am not saying that we need to throw our anger, to be angry all the time and to push our anger onto everybody else. We don't need to enact our anger in ways that become problematic for us, that push other people in our lives away, and that make it really difficult for other people. There's a very different thing between feeling angry and being angry. Between feeling that anger and acknowledging it and saying, yep, I am angry and I have a right to be angry, and there's a good reason why I'm angry, and maybe I'm sad too, and I'm frustrated and I'm scared, and all of those things. I think really the problem becomes how we deal with that anger, and if we project that anger and we kind of throw it out into the world. I think it's important to see anger as energy, and it can be, actually it's a high energy emotion. And so we can use that anger. If we push it down, then it gets stuck in our bodies and it doesn't go anywhere, or it just festers, and then it becomes a pressure cooker and it just explodes. If we can feel that anger and move it out of us in a way that is safe, that doesn't harm other people, that doesn't harm ourselves, that I think is like the ninja move and the important thing about anger. We probably, honestly, unless we've got very mildly narcissistic parents, we probably don't want to even show that anger towards them. If we do, we're going to get told that we shouldn't be feeling angry. We're going to get looked down upon because we're out of control or we're having this big emotional reaction. We want to keep that anger, but we want to keep it separate. We want to get it out in ways that aren't anywhere around those unsafe people. And so yeah, can we be angry? Is it okay to be angry towards people who weren't there for us as children and likely continue to make our lives really difficult, to suck our energy, to try and confuse things and pull us off the paths that we need to be on? 100%, 1000%, absolutely. We have if there's any situation that deserves an anger response, I think it's this. And I think a lot of people don't want to hear it, and they want to make us feel bad for feeling it. But feeling it, that's our right. And it's something that we need to do and we need to take care of to be able to move on. So I hope that this helps, and I hope that if you are feeling anger, you can feel it in a way that is safe and you can express it to people who care, or in spaces that are set up to do that. If you are interested, I am doing coaching sessions now, so you can always come, and if you haven't got anyone else in your life, you can book a session and we can talk it through as well. Friends, please let me know what you think of the video. Let me know what you think about this subject. Do you agree? Do you think I am crazy out of my mind? How could I possibly say that anger is a good thing? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe, you can donate, you can do all of the things. Check out my blog, more information on coaching on the website. And thank you so much for spending some time with me today. As always, I appreciate you so much for being here and for allowing me to be a little part of your journey. Please take care, my friends, and I will be back soon. Bye for now.